Mr. Cow.
Yes?
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I don't know. I always end up biting. Ask Mr. Fox, for he's much cleverer than I.
Mr. Fox, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
Why don't you ask Mr. Turtle, for he's been around a lot longer than I. Me? I bite.
Mr. Turtle, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
I never made it without biting. Ask Mr. Owl, for he is the wisest of us all.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop?
A good question. Let's
Allow me
find
to
out.
1, a 2, a 3. Quack! I love this commercial so much.
If there's anything I can't stand, it's a smart owl.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll center of a Tootsie Pop? The world may never know.
Remember the 1960s? As a 30-year-old that basically does have the mental autistic state of a 60-year-old, because when you're autistic, you're overstimulated with all the news, with Donald Trump, to basically the AI verification issue, to these dim-witted nit pranksters or influence, or I guess Indiana, it's, well, not influence, not only influencers, but influencers, YouTube influencers that decide to cause wreak havoc, to basically weird gay gentrification, I suppose, of video games. Like, what has happened to our generation? Yeah, call me an old salt, but this is for my older viewers out there that are my mother's age, a little older maybe, okay? I would say for my viewers, let's just say in their maybe early 60s, maybe up to mid 70s, thank you so much for being here on this earth. I want to say your voice is heard from me. And remember this gorgeous background, London, with this colorful, let's just say Scooby-Doo type of outfits. Think about Wilma, think about Fred with his little scarf, pardon me. Sorry, I'm really bad at this, pardon me. Dear, you're doing an amazing job. I got a little bit motivated because I was watching a video of what happened to the loudest guy on TikTok named JoeBartolozzi, a really sexy 23-year-old man, by the way, that went viral on TikTok. I don't like that app that much, right? And I guess I got a little bit jealous because of how hot he is and how much he has shared throughout his younger viewers or whatever. And as someone that doesn't give off that vibe, it's a little hard to explain it, right? Because of my clinical depression, etc. I am a little bit of an old soul. And I wanted to demonstrate not just the Tootsie Pop. I love the commercial. I used to view it all the time when I watch on Boomerang, which is basically how we got Rocky Races, Scooby-Doo, the Jetsons, Pink Panther, I think the gorilla, I forgot his name, so to speak, from all my older viewers up there, right? I just want to say this, that I don't want you to feel isolated. I want you to know that you're just loved like everyone else, especially if you're our grandparents out there, especially since I'm close to my grandfather that basically died. So I got a little bit emotional to just think about the 60s for some random reason. Hashtag bipolar depression incidents. I don't know. I can't think of a good hashtag. Don't use that hashtag. Let me just zip it so that I could show you some I don't know what's the name for nostalgia for people that are not born in this generation, because I was born in the mid-90s. I'm a Zillennial, of course. There was a good video of a man that basically talked about, there's a word for it. I don't remember the name of it. I'd like to call it past nostalgia that I never get to experience. Okay, I guess you could call it 60s nostalgia. Okay, I'll just zip. Now, for my dear lass, August lasses, okay? Sorry, I'm talking in Irish Gaelic. this has nothing to do with basically racial discrimination or that, oh, United Kingdom turned to Africa. I don't want to hear any of that, but let you lavish, okay? It does not matter what color you are. Also, I did witness a couple black lads in this video, right? This is London in the late 60s. Also, in the background was supposed to be the Big Spender song that I really adore, that I kind of got a little bit excited, right? A little groovy in my live stream, right? I miss how the late 60s were. Not this here in the United States, but across the bloody pond one. Okay, you got these fancy little gorgeous yellow cars, and then this, I don't know what 82 mice is. Basically, man that just has a gorgeous smelly beard. An older man that just, selling his clothes. Two women that are just 20 hands because they're friends, right? And just the crazy, like, hairdo and whatnot, the little bell bottoms. This is what I love about the 60s. It's so colorful. It is the groovy, I guess you could say, hipster era, even though we didn't have hipsters in the mid-2010s, right? And I really love how London is like this. I know people will say, oh yes, it's just turned into Nigeria, or there's so many Pakistanis. Honestly, no matter what race you are, you can dress like this, okay? It's just that with the Sharia law that basically happened, and yes, illegal immigration, that just went really bad, not including basically Brits that encourage that behavior, and also I'm talking about white Brits, right? Okay, this has nothing to do with race, in my opinion. Okay, yes, it could be a factor, but I want to think about that. Okay, what I really love there, okay, just to use this as an example, is just how free that these Brits were. They look so handsome. I mean, the lads, just, mwah, gentlemen, the lasses, just gorgeous. Honestly, different hairstyles, it just screams vibes, because Scooby-Doo, and it might be a little behind because I'm playing this in the background. Also, I love how they take pride in the British flag. Honestly, just like how us Americans, we take pride in the American flag. Also, that boy looks pretty tall. That's wearing the yellow shirt. I'm not sure how old that boy is, right? But I could tell he sure is healthy, honestly. Yeah, I had to point that out because I'm thinking they were I think people were shorter back then. I'm not sure though, but I know that they were more slim at the time. Also, the fancy old cameras that they actually had, and basically this gorgeous lass. Okay, that basically is wearing, it looks like a John Lennon outfit, right? You don't see that every day. And then the other lad that's just basically painting in front of the walls. But now, I don't know what happened to London. Honestly, what the bloody hell, man? What basically just was going on in Twitter, that you got arrested just for sharing your opinion of how you don't like illegal immigrants, or basically how people are just trashing over the place, phones get stolen in the Oxford Street. I mean, what the bloody hell, man? Let me just put this on pause right quick.
Saw Chugabug uses jet power. And the creepy coop pours it on with dragon power. Oh, it's going to be a great race, folks. Hey, wait a minute. Stop! This race starts next week.
Next week? That means I'll get a good start on the other.
Looks like we've got another mystery on our
The 60s was really interesting to me, and also so it took me forever just to get this done because I'm up some issues and a little bit low on storage, and I may not do this as long as I thought I am. But I'm currently watching Crooked Crowder that reacted to Teen Titans in the background, if you can hear it very quick.
Swap monster.
Sorry, I'm a huge fan of Teen Titans. So speaking of Teen Titans, right, what I really miss about because it's in DC, I'm so bad at this. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little off topic, and it's 10:29 right now, right? The 12th of August on a Tuesday. Is how back in the 60s, we actually had cell animation. I actually looked this up, and I know there are a handful of anime or animated tubers, so to speak, people that create their own fan art of cartoons and whatnot. Think about Vizzy Pop and Hell of a Boss and Hazbin Hotel, that from during the Hanna-Barbera era, they would draw, or I guess you could say sketch, hand by hand, or frame by frame. In the cell animation, because I gotta read back into that again, is when you basically were cropped, right, a part of the image, which is why you kind of see it being all closed in, right? These cartoon characters that would basically talk or having their mouth move so that the words could basically being synced with their lips, right? Lip sync, I guess. Dion, I think that's the right term, yes. And how you would see the background being repeated. It just screams hard work. Because these animators really, really appreciate their time. So think about Scooby-Doo, right? Of how when Scooby, Shag, or Scoob, Shag, Wilma, Fred, and Daphne, when they had to basically just capture these villains that would pretend to be these monsters or ghosts, etc., so to speak, especially ghosts, of course. And how you see the background being repeated constantly, that's what it is like, right? Also, I do like how the way that their head basically kind of bobs. They do it back and forth because it's much easier to animate back then, right? Compared to basically how we got some cartoons to this day that looks almost similar to AI. Or, no offense, I would see CGI than AI. It's supposed to be computer animated, right? Not artificial animated, because artificial is basically just lazy computer animated. You know, it just seems so lazy because you don't see all the cool details, the little film grain, the spots that they work on in those cartoons. That's what really makes me appreciate Hanna-Barbera, and even yeah, I think his name is Tom. I forgot his name, something Jones, that basically invented Tom and Jerry. You know, Tom and Jerry's been around since the, I think, late 30s, or didn't know, I don't think it's that early. Somewhere in, I think, the late 40s? I forgot how long Tom and Jerry's been around. It's definitely during the 40s. So it's hardly, it's been almost a century. Oh, the 60s music is awesome. I'm an 80s person, right? Also, for my Ozzy Osbourne viewers out there, Mama, Mama, I'm coming home. Sorry, I'm bad at that song, by the way, because I know one of my viewers, I think it's supposed to be Lauren, that basically goes to, I wish basically to set up GoFundMe for her. A little bit, I had the damn Mr. Beast type of money. You know, a viewer of mine does on my live stream, right? Because she basically is diagnosed with not heart cancer, part of breast cancer, similar to my grandmother is. The reason why I love 60s music is supposed to be the groovy era, basically people that are coming to peace, right? And how, let's just say that all races are supposed to come together, if that actually makes sense. More of the hippie era, if you actually know what I mean, right? And of course, women that basically do have a little bit more empowerment. I know in the 80s they have really good empowerment. I want to be honest, working in businesses and whatnot, especially in Ghostbusters. So my mother, she loves that movie growing up, right? You know, think about Sigourney Weaver from Alien, right? Oh, don't get me started. I really do appreciate music like that. Why did you get out of my life, baby? I forgot the lyrics, okay? I've been playing that song on repeat several times on my live stream last night. And my mother, she was dancing background, which is adorable because my mother, she works her heart out, right? Because she basically only has to donate plasma. She's a certified nurse assistant, aka CNA. But basically, she used to be a security guard as well, and she has to babysit my grandmother that basically has dementia. So that's another thing. And what I really do appreciate about my viewers out there that grew up in this era, I guess you could say the baby boomers, right? That you basically have Diana Ross, you actually have the Beatles, just to name a couple, right? I'm trying to think of someone else. I know one of my other viewers, Dumbo, who's a decade younger than me, that loves Stand By Me. I forgot who basically sang that song, right? 60s had amazing songs. You know, I can't name that few sadly compared to the 80s though. But when I think about the 60s, I do think about the Beatles. Oh yeah, also the Monkees. If I remember clearly, Diana, was the Monkees. Something. I haven't played that song in a long time, but you get what I'm talking about, right? A Pleasant Valley Sunday. I forgot how it goes. You know, they look pretty handsome. I gotta admit, like, darn it. You know, especially since one of them actually have the tats, you know? Because they insisted of doing it. Maybe it's because I don't know how these other YouTubers do amazing videos with my cruddy early 2010 MacBook that can barely fluctuate, and I'm almost low on storage again. It's so damn difficult. But I hope to put his belly for my viewers out there that probably my age or even in college age that you enjoyed this video. I just want to share basically some interesting, I guess you could say history, it's a good word, of what I basically find really fascinating about the 60s, right? And I just noticed that watching this clip about Martin Luther King's speech, my Buddha, that's quite a lot of people in the state, in our country's capital. My gosh. Oh, also random word, monument. I don't know, as in Washington Monument. So Other than that, I just wanted to chat, and I just like that you and Vio did the best I could, and I just want to be a little bit lazy in the editing, and I guess I can see all my planters on the flight, and hopefully it'll be before 2 o'clock to take this on because it's temporary. Also, my mother's at work right now as well. Enough said. Oh, by the way, you want to help support me on Twitter? My name's Dan Garth. I am wearing a scarf and paw picture just so I can get rid of the damn guideline strikes. Also, got my other donkey channel to get reinstated. Also, I am not backing down on the dumb AI verification that YouTube wants to set up for everyone on this site, especially for creators like me. I'm not backing down, and that's why I like to do mature topics like this. And honestly, hashtag anti-verification, because I'm not stepping down. I'm not. I have a dream as a Black American that wants to speak. Enough said.